Hey everybody, happy Friday. Dr. Candice here, your board certified pediatrician and kid health expert. Today the word in the clinic is sunscreen. And so I just want to talk to you a little bit about this new information that's kind of questionable about sunscreen, and also give you some other sun safety tips. A couple of weeks ago I did a news story on News 13, and I haven't seen it, but several of you told me you saw it, and when I get the clip I'll share it with you guys. But we talked about I think last month there was some information out from the FDA that the FDA is doing their job to make sure the products we're using are safe, and they have recognized that there are some ingredients in chemical sunscreens that the safety of these ingredients has been called into question. Chemical sunscreens are absorbed into the skin, and there's been some studies that show they are absorbed into the bloodstream and into the body, can be detected in our urine and other parts of our system. And so the question is, okay, we know that happens, but does that cause harm? Does that disrupt normal function in our bodies? Can it lead to cancer? Like some people think sunscreens can cause cancer. And so those questions need to be answered and teased out so that we know if some of these ingredients need to come out of our sunscreens. This is a part of their regulation, or are they okay to stay in the sunscreens? So if you want to see that list, you can go to the FDA's website and just type in sunscreen safety, or you can go to the American Academy of Dermatology's website, aad.org, and they have a nice article on sunscreen, and they talk about this recent what's going on around the investigation into these ingredients, so you can get that list. Though obviously the substances are very technical, long terms, but some of the most common ones you can see in chemical sunscreens are like avobenzone, oxybenzone. Those are the ones I can pronounce. So, but there's a list of about 12 ingredients that are, the safety has been called into question. And so you can look at that list, and if you choose to, you can try to avoid those in the sunscreens that you buy. But right now we're not quite sure if there's any cause for concern. They are currently looking into that. And if there is concern, they will go through the process of making sure that those the sunscreens we buy do not contain those chemicals. There are already some chemicals that used to be in sunscreens that have been removed that you won't find in the US. And Europe, they have these products as well as that have been removed. So this is an ongoing process that happens all the time with products that are regulated by the FDA. And so we just don't know if those ingredients are harmful right now. So that leads to the question of, are sunscreens safe? And should that scare you enough where you should not use sunscreen? And that's exactly what we don't want you to do. So the benefit of sunscreens are to protect your skin from sunburn and to protect your skin from developing skin cancer. And also it fights against aging that is due to the sun. So those benefits that sunscreen protects you and helps you with far outweigh this question we have right now. So don't go too far and say, okay, well, they're thinking it's not safe, so I just won't use sunscreen. Well, you still need to protect your skin. All skin colors can burn, all skin colors can develop skin cancer, and definitely the sun does age your skin. Hey Sharon, hey Nita. So you still need to continue to use sunscreen even in the interim of them trying to figure this out. If they find that one or two ingredients are not safe, they'll just remove it from the sunscreens, and you probably won't even notice, okay? But in the meantime, continue to use sunscreens, and if you want to look at that list and you want to try to avoid those compounds, you can. The other alternative is using a physical sunscreen. Those are mineral sunscreens that contain titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. Those are the sunscreens that leave a white residue on your skin. They come in sprays or lotions, but those sunscreens do not absorb into the skin, into the body. They sit on the skin and they block the sun, and you have to wash them off. That's why they leave the residue, because they don't absorb in. But those are safe and effective against the sun, and they are not in question. They are generally safe for use, and they're not a part of this study. And so that's an alternative for you if you don't want to use the chemical sunscreens. But I will be honest, when I found out about this, I said, okay, we'll just use the physical ones. We'll use the mineral sunscreens. And I brought this fancy organic mineral sunscreen, and we went on vacation. And my husband and my son were so mad at me because we were white, literally like chalk. And so you're trying to look cute when you're on the beach, right? And to walk around with your legs white, your face white, your whole body white, that just wasn't cool. So that's why chemical sunscreens are so popular, because they absorb in. You don't see them. You might look a little greasy, but you don't see them. You could still be cute, if you will. But that's still an option. And I know that was an issue. It was an issue for my husband, issue for my son. I continued to use it because I was like, hey, we're at the beach. They know we're protecting our skin, whatever. But, you know, that might be a problem for some people. So just know that. If you don't want to use the physical, you don't want to look white, then you have to use the chemical sunscreen, and just continue to do that. It's not a problem at this time, and want you to know that the benefit of protecting your skin is more important than what we're worried, any type of worry that's out there right now. And you can just keep posted to see what happens with the sunscreens. So I think I said everything. Other things when choosing your sunscreen, because I had a friend to ask me this recently. You want to make sure your sunscreens are broad spectrum. They are SPF 30 or above, but don't go spend a lot of money on SPF 100 and 75 and 80 and 90, because you really don't get any more bang for your buck out of that. SPF of 30 still gives you like 95% coverage or more against the sun. So nothing gives you 100%. So going to 100 SPF is not going to give you 100% coverage. So 30 to 50 is great, but broad spectrum covers UA and UV. That's important. And water resistant. Nothing is going to be waterproof, but you want to get something that's water resistant. And the most important thing is hey Latricia, you want to make sure that you get something that is that you're following the instructions, because oftentimes we put it on once and we don't reapply like we should. We don't know how long it lasts. It may say 80 minutes, 90 minutes. You're in the water, you're out of the water, and you never reapply. So make sure you're following the instructions to make sure you're protecting your skin. Other things you can do is covering up. A hat, sunglasses. You do need to protect your eyes from the sun. SPF or rash guard clothing are important, especially for younger kids. Kids under 6 months, we do not recommend being in the direct sun. We do not recommend putting these sunscreens on those babies. So those are the kids, if you take them out to the beach or you're out for a cookout or something, they should be under an umbrella or under the shade. They should have a hat on and have the rash guard gear on. You want to protect them from the sun. Also, we have to worry about heat. So make sure you're hydrating well and that you stay cool as possible. And you can choose your activities better. Don't get out in the middle of the day. I see people jogging in the middle of the day, cutting the grass in the middle of the day, and I go, they're just trying to fall out. So heat exhaustion is a problem. And so you want to make sure you do something earlier or later, and you cover up, and you stay cool, and you use your sunscreen. And I will keep you posted on this safety thing if there's anything that you need to avoid. But you have options. And the point is, hey Tamara, the point is to continue to use sunscreen, because it is so important to protect your skin from the sun. And even us black folks can get skin cancer, and can have sunburn. So we also should be using sunscreen. Okay, I think I went over this time. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk next week with the Word in the Clinic. And on my website, Dr. Candice MD, I have a summer safety checklist that I did last summer, and it's still relevant. So definitely check that out if you want more information and other things that are regarding the summer, like drowning prevention. All right. Hey, Deidre, I'm out. Bye.